The year was 2017, and Apple did something they had never done before, and something they have never done since. They released a computer draped in space gray, packed with server-grade hardware, and slapped a price tag on it that made even Hollywood studios blink. The iMac Pro, it was supposed to be the ultimate machine for the world's most demanding creators. It was sleek, it was dangerously powerful, and it was undeniably beautiful. But then, just 4 years later, Apple quietly killed it. They pulled it from the shelves, discontinued the lineup, and left a massive question mark hanging over the tech industry. Why did the ultimate Mac disappear? Was it a glorious failure? Or was it secretly the most important computer Apple ever built? To truly understand the mystery of the iMac Pro, you have to understand the massive crisis Apple was facing behind closed doors right before its launch. For years, Apple had been the undisputed king of the creative world. If you were editing movies, designing graphics, or mixing hit records, you used a Mac. But by 2016, professional creators were furious. The famous trashcan Mac Pro, released in 2013, had become a thermal nightmare. Couldn't be upgraded, it kept overheating. And Apple had ignored it for years. The creative community was actively abandoning Apple and moving to powerful, customizable Windows PCs. Apple was losing the very users that gave the company its soul. They needed a miracle, and they needed it fast. But developing a completely new modular Mac Pro from scratch would take years. They couldn't wait that long. So, the engineers in Cupertino came up with a wild, desperate idea. What if they took the sleek, all-in-one chassis of the 27-inch iMac and stuffed it with the most powerful, industrial-grade components available on the planet? It sounded impossible. How do you cool an 18-core Intel Xeon processor and a massive Radeon Pro Vega graphics card inside a body that is only 5 mm thick at the edges? If they failed, the computer would literally melt itself. But Apple went to work. They completely redesigned the internal thermal architecture, creating a dual-blower fan system that pushed 80% more airflow than a standard iMac. When it was finally unveiled, the tech world was stunned. This wasn't just a regular computer. It was a statement. From the outside, it looked like a stealth fighter jet. The gorgeous space gray finish extended from the aluminum body to the exclusive space gray Magic Keyboard and Magic Mouse. But the real magic was on the inside. For the first time ever, a user could get up to 18 cores of raw processing power, 256 GB of RAM, and 4 TB of ultra-fast solid-state storage inside an all-in-one machine. And then there was the display. A breathtaking 5K Retina panel capable of showing 1 billion colors with 500 nits of brightness. For video editors, photographers, and 3D animators, it looked like the holy grail. When the first reviews dropped, the performance blew everyone away. Tasks that used to take hours on a standard iMac were being finished in minutes. It could render multiple streams of 8K video simultaneously without stuttering. It ran completely silent, even under heavy loads, thanks to that massive new cooling system. For a brief moment, it felt like Apple had won back the hearts of professionals everywhere. The iMac Pro was hailed as a masterpiece of engineering, but as the initial hype